when I talked about rituals, I was talking about like checking in on our relationship to see how well we're doing, and I need structure. I need to have something organized for that, and so I talked about setting up a dinner out once a month, where it's what we'll talk about is our relationship. How are we doing? What's going on with it, and you know, keeping the book handy as well, and just sort of following through with some of the conversations, and just because I need that. I need something specific, something structured for that. So instead of just going out on a date once a month, which would be nice too, we could do that another time. But
2 a month.
Yeah, I know. Having it just really specific so that we can't sort of put it off.
I think that's a brilliant idea. So the agenda is not just to go out together, the agenda is to actually pay conscious attention to your relationship and check in with each other. Once a month, it's like checking in and saying, where are we with each other?
Yeah.
But having it a routine expectation as well, so there's no, oh my God, I've got to talk about, we're going out to talk about that today. It just becomes part of, that's what we do.
And and how do you feel about that? Was that?
I think that's great. I think that's great. We actually did a test run the other night, and
you did a test run, and was it good?
It was great.
Because I think that if we just went out on a date, we'd end up talking about finances or the kids or work or whatever. So this means that it's none of that. It's our relationship. It's us.
Right.
We're going to talk about us.
Right.
So
right.
I'm not sure I've developed any rituals. I think what's happened is I've started to go back to things that I think I did years and years ago. I mean, just for example, I used to give Marilee a kiss before I left the house every day. So now I do again. There's one day a week that I'm off to work and she's not, and I've found that I'm going back before I leave and giving her a kiss and leaving the house. It's just kind of it's just something that makes the start of the day easier and better. You know, here's a little thing we can do, but it's not little. It's huge, because it just that's a connection.
It changes the whole music in the relationship.
Absolutely.
We spent a lot of time together. So before it was just we were two people in the car. Now we're together in the car. So it's really nice.
It used to be a lot about the business end. Like, you know, we've said before, we're really focused on being the best parents we could be. And our relationship was all about, for 20 years, was all about the kids. And this allows us to do less business and more just us. And that was a connection I thought we'd lost. So that's huge for me.
Right.
Yeah. So it's been good.
Right.
Yeah. And when I first started, when I first came here, I said one of my goals is that we would walk down the street holding hands. And so that's what we're doing that. We're walking down the street holding hands and we're talking at the same time. So that's even a bonus. So it's good.
Yeah, and I think for me, it's the key is it's so easy over time to lose that intimacy. You know, you lose your physical intimacy, you lose your emotional intimacy, and for us, the kids are now out of the house.
Almost.
Back and forth, but for the most part, the kids are out of the house, and we didn't know what to do with each other. I had what I referred to as my revelation a couple of weeks ago, and it was, and I can't tell you sort of how it happened. I can tell you it did happen, and one of the things that has typified our, and we've talked about it before, failure to communicate, and then I end up getting angry. And
right.
What I figured out I think for myself initially about 2-3 weeks ago was that when I'm angry, I don't any longer think that I'm angry. I think it wasn't anger. I think that I was afraid.
Right.
And so it shows in anger. If Marilee's not talking to me, if we know we're in crisis and you're not saying anything, then the question becomes, you know, like, are we losing each other? Or is this falling apart? Is there, when, you know, we don't have a chance. We're not working together to get it back together. And so what I end up with is, holy hell, this could be the end of this thing. And I don't want to go there. So that revelation has been really important to me.
Mm-hmm. And you feel like, and you can tell Mary Lee that now,
oh, absolutely. Right? It helps me because it's easier. It helps me understand where I am when I'm that angry.
Right.
Because I can say, hey, I'm not angry. I'm scared.
Right.
I can talk about that. We can talk about it.
Just by the process of our discussing and talking to each other like this too, I've developed more confidence as well. So when he gets really angry, I don't shut down and I don't turtle anymore. And like the other day, you know, John was going around snarly around the house, and I was able to say, hey, well, wait a minute, you know, just come here for a minute. And we gave each other a hug and just broke the pattern, you know. So it was really good.
It was amazing. It was
great.
In 28 years of marriage, 29 years being together, I don't think we've ever done that. I may have initiated it sometimes deep in the past, but for Mary Lee to step out and say, you know, you've got to come over here because this isn't working.
Yeah,
right.
It was huge.
Yeah, it was good.
Huge.
And that was good for you too.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
Right. So you're saying to me, not only we're much more aware of our relationship, we're more aware of our feelings, right? Yeah. What's underlying something like anger, right? And we can reach for each other in new ways. Yeah. We can reach for each other and pull each other close.
Yeah. It didn't, I mean, it's not a snap your finger instantaneous. What I felt was, I can take a breath.
Right.
This is safe. I can take a breath, and then I can deal with it. And so I don't know, it's like a comfort zone. It's like a comfort blanket.
And in that comfort, I think you guys can also talk to each other about what you need, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
And that's a whole other conversation that can really create a huge amount of safety in the relationship.
Yeah. And that's what you can do when you can stop and take the breath.